All right, everybody, let's get going for today. Quick shout out. Going to get through a couple of business items right off the bat. And going to do one thing here. Thank you. Okay. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Tuesday, November 15th, live Harmonic trading. Our Harmonic Pattern Podcast number 155, and we're here Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, 12 noon, to get it with the Harmonic Patterns. Welcome. A lot to get to today after, obviously, yesterday. We spent a whole lot of time on crypto. We need to talk major markets and run through. I'll do another wrap up on a couple other crypto. I mean, no calamities overnight, no more calamities. Probably the item of business I need to get to. Listen, Black Friday special starts now. And where to get the information, all that, go to harmonictrader.com and click on my blog. It's a blog entry. So go there. I'm going to be posting it. Starts now. Here are the details. But in short, all you need to know is that we're going to have a 15% discount. I know everybody wants the discounts for the Black Friday, so this is your chance. And we're going to do a special Saturday session on the 10th of December, a one-day Saturday, get in there for about 3-4 hours and hammer it out. I'm going to talk about two subjects I think are really critical in putting together the whole framework, defining opportunities, obviously type 1, type 2, but really get into specifics, especially about the type 2 return. How do we know when the reaction's over? How do we know to look for the reversal? And we'll go through some stuff that helped us this year. Certainly in the last couple of months, identifying the return phase was critical to understanding what happened in October and November. And then we'll do a panel after that, Q&A. I'll take questions, and I'm trying to bring in a couple of guests, have a little roundtable discussion. What to expect for the next year, because it's all over the place. It is all over the place. I haven't heard. There's really not a consensus. So join that. That's hopefully that gives you a little bit incentive if you're on the fence about what looking for the software and the tools and the resources. It's all here. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And look at that as kind of a jump start, if you will. For those that are gold and silver members or those that have purchased the program in the last 30, 60 days, of course, you guys are going to be able to come. And if you have any questions, reach out to Miss Stephanie on the Discord. The place to go with that is your basic member page, please. And then all the information is there. Best thing to do, especially for all the new people, and again, big shout out to all the new people coming in, is get with the trials, get with the materials. Premium gold members, I'm happy to announce there's going to be a new section on Discord that will follow through what we do with our 3 ideas and market updates. A little bit more interactive. We're getting there. So, I feel like I've kind of found the structure that works best for me so that I can really kind of increase the interaction, increase the channel communication at the same time, not make it too much of a hassle, because it can be a real hassle to try to manage a website like this. Best place to start, though, is basic members resource page again, and then Discord. And if you have questions, get on the Discord. Just click that link. It's the number 4. And of course, follow what we do here every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Again, most of the people that have the software are, I think, quite happy. And I think the thing that people realize once they first get their hands on the software is the level of accuracy and then the need for the additional refinement of confirmation understanding reaction reversal. What are the common what's the common situation? What's the common response off of a harmonic pattern? We're getting there. Again, I'm happy with how this has come together, especially in light of what's happened over the past year. It's been a crazy year, and for me, this has been a little slower than I wanted, this integration than I wanted to do. But now I think we're there, and it sets up for a very interesting year to come. We had that PPI number out today, and it was lighter than expected, and that's pretty big. And that's probably a good place to start because, as I said, in terms of the larger markets, one of the most critical charts out there, the bond yields, 2-year, 10-year. Take a quick look. Here's the 10-year. Okay, something that happened recently. Just recall, we have a very ugly pattern up here, but it has confirmation that chopped off about 4.30% on the 10-year as a critical, important inflection point for now. And I think we come back and kiss the top end of the hop at 366. Today we took out the lows, and that's important. Oh, look at that. There's a 4-hour bat pattern. Oh, very nice. 4-hour bat pattern up there at the hop. So, maybe you get a little sideways action at 378. But listen, the market's up. It's trying to turn around. And you want to look for that kind of event where then the market gets set off to the targets we're about to cover. Really important. Really important that continues to drop for the market to do some kind of holiday, pre-holiday Black Friday rally. Definitely. Wouldn't be surprised to see this thing just do a pretty strong, straight up serial move with stuff like this happening. Under 378, that's where the free fall should occur. 366 or lower. Markets are up, and S&P's up 57. Nasdaq's up 255, and the Dow's up, what is that? 220. 220. Okay, so not too bad. It's good continuation after last week. You got to understand relative to that. Really nice continuation. Hold on. There you go. Let's start with S&P index here, because this continues to be the strongest after our daily go over here. After the bearish pattern, you have two things working for you on this immediate move. All right, yesterday was a simple pause. Today you continue, rather significant. And then let me isolate. This is why we've got some wind at our back for now. And I'm just going to break it down into the clearest of levels so that we can structure this, really have some finite zones to consider. Because this was a type 1 here back in June. We went to target 1, 2 there. There's the secondary retest. That's critical for everyone to understand that the reaction, comeback, reversal behavior is what we're always looking for. This is so critical for confirmation of a level, confirmation of the signals, clear retest, that's different than June. Definitely in a better position, and we anticipate target 2. So 42.78. We're now above 4,000, trending. Okay, and I again ride the trend line. At least for that segment, that's kind of the proposition you're looking for. For today, there was the other thing. Look at our 5-minute. Hold on, I might have lost you guys. I don't know what's going on here. 1 second, please. 1 second. Hold on. Check this. Let me check with you guys. Come on. All right, I think we're still good. Sorry about that. Anyway, so this is where we are for today, but the 4278 on S&P, kind of a end of the month, end of the year proposition, probably sooner than later. Also, I'm going to bring in the bearish pattern because there's really just two big patterns working for us. So here is the bearish. There you go. 4138 is the bat pattern that really set it off in August. And why not? Wouldn't be surprised to see that thing get a type 2 to go retest. That's a minimum expectation for the bat pattern, especially since we already came down here. There's the bottom confirmation. And I would venture to say either the 138 level, 4138 is the 886 off of that for that retest, or next HSI, Harmonic Strength Index. And if you look at your indicators, even if you didn't have HSI and you were just using something like relative strength, which I believe everyone should be looking at, pretty steady uptrend holding, and you're about to do another little inflection up, this kind of pivot up. That's relative strength right there. And the middle indicator is Harmonic Strength Index. Until that came up and retested the overbought level and pivoted down, you will continue to move higher. HSI has it's a real nice characteristic of trying to go from extreme to extreme. Sometimes it takes longer, but that's the general expectation. The top indicator is, amplified RSI. And even that's about to give you an inflection, but has to hit overbought, so you probably have a few more days. It bodes well for the week. Maybe by Thursday we'll have a lot more progress up here, but there's nothing in the way that could really slow this down for now, as big shorts pull it in from this year's gains. Smaller players like me try to snap up speculative reactions, and then we'll assess the larger term. The S&P and the Dow have been impressive since those October retest lows. The diamonds are probably the thing for me that I'm looking at, which is most interesting of all, because it looks like, let me bring this back up. Where'd you go? Hold on, let me bring up, I gotta hit my settings. Deselected the bullish patterns. So here's the diamonds. Beautiful back-to-back patterns. We've talked about that for a while. Why isn't this a type 2? Why wouldn't this go 1 and then come back down for a 2? The one clue is that HSI, the first one, didn't register until there. Really up at the 330 level. So you have the check back, and actually you have one bearish candle, maybe two today, but you've moved quite a distance. Here's the other thing. You did have target 1 was achieved on the diamonds at roughly 322 was the minimum, but confirmation 330. And now you came all the way back down. We hit target 2, 334. 1, 2, done. What would you need to see? Let's take out that butterfly. Let's just analyze if we were just assuming that it was just a crab and we had no secondary retest there. Okay, target achieved. Show me where HSI is. Does this continue to slip higher? If it's going to be real strong, it'll go day over day. Keep an eye on the diamonds. They've been the strongest of the major indices, and relative to there's your all-time high. You're, remarkably 10% off the all-time high. Check that out. Those are, if this thing continues to run, we suggested that maybe even the diamonds try to do an 886 run. 360. That's could come back for one more retest if this really explodes. But I'll tell you what, it's after today. We need one more bearish candle. One bearish candle today, tomorrow, before we could consider that last HSI signal of significance, in my opinion. So for now, look for that a little more continuation of the upside. And then you've got stuff like the NASDAQ, which really sloppy daily, weekly chart. The 4-hour looks like this, and I find this interesting. We've been talking about this for a while. We had the Gartley. You had a couple of patterns here. And then you failed. Finally, you come back on the third test, and you fail the hop here. Explains kind of the overspill, the continuation, where here's the 1, and you come back for 2, and all the way down to target 2. So structurally, you hit the levels to qualify. And then we came back and we talked about what's going to happen here. Break above or roll over. And this failed. Your HSI failed, your hop failed. And what do we expect on a serious retracement pattern, a beautiful one? Look for that to be an overspill move, like a really common to do a 1618 extension where your 786 or 886 retracement pattern goes through the framework. A couple of nice moves, but then you violate it. Listen, plenty of time to capture that segment to 12.6. It's just it's a 1618 from October's decline, and that's really nothing too dramatic. Really not too dramatic. If we do a 1618 extension of the October range, no problem. It is a lot of excessive, I say, real whipsaw action, but coming off of the bigger patterns that we've seen, all right. The other thing with NASDAQ, probably the one thing to consider for us, Harmonic traders, using the Harmonic pattern collection, we did have a successful HSI test check back that signaled on the 17th, and then 2 weeks ago checked back. That's a successful check back. This is the second bullish week, so looks fairly promising. Some kind of continuation up to the 1618 doesn't look like that much on the weekly chart of that October decline to there. No, go back to even static support, static resistance targets there. And still be in a bear trend, 13K or what have you. Hold on one second. Okay, let me bring this back over. The big stocks that we've talked about, Microsoft, look at this. Weekly, couple things that generated. We knew we had daily patterns. This has a bat. And I think 265, if we continue these reactive moves, the obvious upside targets will be reached. on your daily level, look at the patterns we have here. A couple of back-to-backs. This is another deep crab. Is this a type 1 or are we going to get a type 2? You know, reaction off that small deep crab. It's a lot like what we saw in S&P. Depends on what harmonic strength index does. Even if we were just looking at that pattern, I'd say this is still up until we can register HSI like that and then come down. So little pause here, but don't be surprised to see this thing bump up between 244 minimum. It's basically there now, but as high as 263 on that target. And then we've seen other ones such as Google. And these are the big ones that would likely bring the indices up. 99 up to 103.5. Probably something in there good for to run like a weekly Friday call option or something. Wait for a little bit of a pullback, I guess, on the 5-minute. It hasn't been a heck of a lot on there, but you're anticipating this to be a day-over-day event. Okay, you're not going to get many pullbacks. Maybe you get a one-day pause like yesterday, but with this explosion off of the hop level is really tough. It's reactive. Think of it that way. Not necessarily that it's an explosion, but just it's a firm reaction that target one, until we get there structurally, you're going to remain on that line. And then maybe come back up for the retest later, something like that, and then go. Type 1, type 2. This one, I think this one, like several others, has... that one's not as nice, the weekly HSI check back. But last week was bullish number 2. All around 96 bucks. Even though you traded as low as 85, the key number is 96. Sometimes after the fact, all right, you're a little late, but you're still in the zone. Apple, of course, has been the strongest by far. And Apple looks like this. Just remarkable. One. Even off the bat pattern that formed structurally. Look, type 1. Coming back, type 2. And now we should be targeting target 2 off of that. Boy, oh boy. Keep an eye on that one. Final one is Meta. Probably moving the strongest out of all of them, because I think it's like this. Your weekly, right now that looks incredibly accurate off the hop level. Not what I really want to see in terms of it being down that far, no confirmation, but impressive. And Meta could be something where you come back into the zone, 158, 160. I think this has just been so thrown down that you're looking for a price reaction. I still don't like where HSI is, but that hasn't come out of the zone yet. At least you're seeing successful responses, although ugly, off of those major patterns. Where, all right, maybe we come up a little bit more. It is a really challenging market, no doubt. I would prefer to have confirmation. If we had HSI down there, I'd say go. But maybe what happens is this reacts up and then consolidates more later. A delayed confirmation. I want to jump over to energy. What's going on there? Because it's another challenging market, if you will. And let's go to crude. Dang it. Sorry, go to the daily on crude. Okay, look at the, still in the shark pattern. But since the last HSI signal, capping the 92, 93 area as your firm resistance. And nothing's going to change. This is actually kind of reminds me of like Meta, where we have a really nice pattern, okay, hits the zone and goes sideways, and then decides to go to the hop level. And this is a typical like hop reaction, retest the PRZ. That's kind of what I'm thinking with like Google and Amazon. That's a same kind of a situation. It's a straight up bar over bar serial move until you register an HSI in the wrong way, or you get like a 2-3 bar reversal. Regardless, crude oil still has the issues of dealing with last HSI being bearish and then still coming back down. I don't, on the spot price, a big divergence between that and the stocks. Weekly, there you go. Weekly has a bunch of HSI signals, and most of the support, the measured levels that we would even consider as a executable range, don't come in until $82. And we've been saying that for a little while. One or two of the big energy stocks that we've talked about, besides XLE, I mean ExxonMobil and Chevron. Where are you? There you are. Monthly basis. These are big charts, big patterns, big type 2s. Sorry, is that a weekly maybe? On ExxonMobil. Oh no, the weekly is the Chevron, the super long term. ExxonMobil had a couple things. Where's the crab pattern? I know ExxonMobil had a crab pattern. Let me go to Chevron really quick. There you go. Chevron's a weekly. There you go, crab pattern. Now, why is it back into the zone? Because on the first reaction, HSI triggered. Come back. This is again where, all right, you retest the hop 175. You're 185, but where's Harmonic Strength Index? It's overbought now. You're 1 day, 2 days from an inflection. It's amazing how we can be so early. That's one of the problems I always have is I'm usually too early on a lot of the bigger moves where I have to be patient with it. And one of the ways is simply to get a trigger on HSI to come out of the zone. I also think the monthly, yeah, it's a monthly chart too. And the monthly did register. It's interesting how the monthly HSI registered way back in June. You had a check back. So let's see where this closes up. You just need one bearish candle from here, and that's anything under 184. Wouldn't take much. It is amazing, though. It's amazing that that's all not, it's kind of in a bad spot. It's in the wrong position. And then let's go to XLE because it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out, where a lot of people are super bullish on energy, yet look at where we are from a harmonic perspective standpoint. Massive monthly. Look at that monthly chart. Monthly crab pattern. And did that hit? Yes. The hop level is 94.75. The high for the month 94.71. I'd say start looking. Start looking for the confirmation, the daily rollover, daily. Here's your daily chart. You do have an HSI. What about weekly? Look, as soon as that structural level's hit, you start looking for signs. I mean, if I didn't see any patterns, I would say, sure, yeah, that's a monster move. But we're in the face of some overbought readings. You need 1 week down, and that would trigger. Brutal. Brutal. You're going to have to see, because I'll tell you what, crude oil has an incredible historic tendency to go from worst performing to best performing sector to worst performing sector. This year being one of the best, you wouldn't be surprised to see that revert. A couple of requests. Yep. Okay. Sure. Yeah, you do. Laser D saying he's got an ABCD on XOM. I thought we had something else there. Yeah, I can look at the Nifty symbol. I'll look at that in a minute. And then a couple other ones. Oh, you guys, yeah, the whole Silvergate thing. I've been hearing a lot about that as well. Let's look at really quick before I jump out of energy. What are we doing with the natural gas thing? 6 as support, 9 as resistance. We're back at 6. What do we do? What do we do? Where are the signals? Because we've got a few things with Boyle, UNG, some of those that we've been talking about. Look, you have a bullish HSI off the last correction. We're 6ing on the top side. Excuse me, 6 is support, 9 has resistance. And now it's taking a little bit of time. You're probably one more week away, maybe 2 more weeks away from really confirming just last week's HSI checkback. That's all that was. Look on the weekly. HSI, no, we didn't check it back. I think we did on UNG. That's still down at 560. This could be another little bit of a delayed signal, but it's so close. Really close. What's the daily look like? Thought we had some. Yeah, we have a shark pattern here, folks. Again, 560 is key number. 586 is the 886, but your last HSI on the daily is all the way on 478. I think this might just need a little more time. And we've been here before, a few times actually, in the last year. And that's okay. If you're not in on it, you're probably going to set up for an even better position very soon. Can we get nat gas to come back down maybe 560? Boyle, yeah, but Boyle's one of those super, you guys are commenting on Boyle, which is probably one of the biggest winners that we started out with beginning of this year. Boyle is this massive bat pattern down here with confirmation, check back, 1, 2, even bullish candles that you would want to see. All right, right there, Boyle. I've said this before. It's super reactive. What we're looking for in Boyle is some kind of an explosion, some kind of get out of the zone move, out of the hole and keep going. Last week it tried and failed and came right back into the zone. Probably need to stop out and take another shot. If you're long that, you got to hold these lows. Can't go under the 5-day low, 3-day low kind of a thing, which is 35. I'm not too concerned on it other than, as we're seeing in some of the other vehicles, it might require a little more time. Generally, I'm going to stick with the 6 as support and the 9 as the target for nat gas going into the new year. Steve says Boyle could trend to 0 ultimately. It very well could. But we've been really clear on the speculative nature of what Boyle's all about. We talked about that since we were first looking at that all the way back down here in your low 20s. And the last 2 times we got to 100, I said, we get to 100, 110, that was our target. And that's extremely volatile. I prefer the UNG. And so UNG between 18 and 20 bucks is the larger zone we have mentioned for a little while. Where are you? Right here. Longer term, you see the patterns coming together. I mean, your weekly deep crab going through a type 1 that just ended. And you have a HSI around 1820. Did not check back off of this. Let me break it up so everyone can really see what I'm talking about. It looks like that. And weekly after last week suggests probably more time to come. But that's all right. I think the 18, 19 level or 18 to 20 level is a good place to be targeting it. If we can stabilize and then get the movement back up, yeah, maybe we come into next year. Because it's going to take months. This is not something it's going to spring in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but you take the next 3 months, what's a likely possibility? Something happens in the winter time. You get a return move. We target back to 32. Keep an eye on those. Again, speculative, Boyle, extremely speculative. I favor UNG over the others. Okay, one or two more. Let's look at gold. We haven't looked at that in a little while. What's it doing? Sprouted up recently. Big move off the bat pattern. Check out the bat on the weekly. We kissed the hop at 1621. That was remarkable. The low was the exact low 1621.10. The hop level is 1621.4 on this weekly. Let me remove the bearish pattern. Let's look at just the bullish structure. There you go. It's still a type 1 because we never got to the full target. I mean, that first reaction really close to 1831. So for now, treat that still as a type 1. 1831 could be possible coming into a seasonally strong time period for gold, which is December, January. But I would not look for more than that, and then maybe the 2. Amazing. It was just 2 weeks ago we retested that for the third time. 618.30 was the low. I think these, I think these are just all of them. Okay, really just big reactions, oversold reactions from the year. And it would make sense. You guys want to look at cannabis stocks? What's going on there? Are they popping today? Yeah, there's Trulieve. Yeah, you said that. You're saying Trulieve. Look at Trulieve. That's amazing. You guys want to look, a couple people saying look at cannabis stocks. Trulieve, Evan, there you go. Weekly at the bat level around 1158. Still early, but yeah, I agree with that one. Pretty nice. Some of those others, they've been destroyed. It's really tough because they've been so destroyed. But some of them do look like this. There's Kronos. But that has a hop level at 148. When you're this destroyed, careful. Trulieve and Green Thumb are probably the two tops of that industry, but who knows? I mean, the next to crypto in terms of disappointment. Here's the Green Thumb. Green Thumb. GTB. There you go. And Green Thumb. Yeah, another bat pattern. Beautiful, but bearish HSI working against you. I would still say reaction only. But better. Again, has kind of the appearance of just looking like the shorts want to bring it in and a target 1 reaction, come back down for target 2. A lot of these single patterns, first initially tested patterns, have that kind of reactive quality to them. The gold pattern is not showing on the TradingView platform. I'll go to that in a second. I'm going to bring that over. Here's the gold. Let me go gold futures. Remember, I was looking at gold futures, continuous. You could be looking at, say, the front month or looking at a different feed. Yeah, you're right. I don't have that. That's there's front month. There it is. I do have it. Make sure you've got the futures chart. Okay. That's important. Sometimes people do ask me about that and say, why don't we have that same pattern? Make sure you have the same market. You know, sometimes I'm looking at futures and you might pull up an ETF or vice versa. Evan's saying, hopefully there's still hope for him. I don't, look, I don't, I just don't, until the laws change for that cannabis sector, they're going to languish. Because they're not going to have the ability to really grow. Excuse the pun, but literally, they absolutely, you want government regulation on those. Oh, really quick, here's something I posted recently for premium members. Looks like this puppy's popping. GameStop. This was a 3 ideas recently. Off of what? New HSI 4 days ago. But I thought there was something weekly here. Not yet. Not yet. GameStop is pretty interesting because you do have some patterns there. What was that? XA is at 21. Maybe it's a little premature. Oh, the other one was AMC had something down here, and it looks like garbage. It really looks like garbage to be all the way down here and doing what it's doing, but oh, AMC did pop off of that. Remarkable. There you go. There's a big chart on AMC. Your last trigger just a couple of, what was that, a week ago, around 5. I'm trying to keep these on the radar. I'm not going to dismiss them in terms of being viable candidates just yet, but you know, you do have some things where it is so oversold in a lot of these meme stocks that yeah, you could see a little bit of a bump, but from a pattern perspective, if they all could come down a little bit lower, like if AMC could get to 3 and if GameStop could get back to 20, and then you might have something from a secondary point. Laser D says he ran a small medical cannabis farm and I shut it down. I don't blame you. Actually been there, done that myself long ago, and it was not any fun. Next one. I find this one, AutoNation, it's one of the strongest stocks, period. What's this going to do? You know, this kind of pause off the shark. It was a type 2 shark at 96 and has just exploded since then. Some of the stronger stocks like this and you know, this one, Monster Energy. What was the other one? There was another one where a lot of them have come back and formed perfect type 2 situations. Oh, there was news yesterday before. I'll get to Tesla in a second, but yeah, what did Buffett? Buffett bought Taiwan Semi, right? Taiwan Semi had some patterns down there, overextended, but I still say plenty of time. Where's Taiwan Semi? There it is. Oh, up 10. Nice. A little late now. Little late now. Weekly. But not so much in terms of, say, Micron or Applied Materials. A few of those we were targeting. I think Micron was the best of all of them. Daily, and is that another type 2 on the daily? There's Micron. Yeah, it was deep crab here. So another situation where the blue is trying to trace out a little bearish pattern, but um, I would ride this reaction up until we get 65.76 as high as 73 for the return rally. Where's HSI? Nowhere yet. And the likelihood of that thing continuing until HSI can register it's in a good position. Yep. Okay, one or two more. I'll get to your Nifty here in a second. Shopify, let's stay on the tech. Thing with Shopify and a lot of these is that they've been so decimated, losing 70, 80%, that even though it's popped, that's doubled off the low. You're talking beginning of the year 170, you're talking 25, 41. I still say there's plenty of time with these, and Meta would be similar to that. What's the software got? It's got a little ABCD. Tell you what I would like to see for something like Shopify is for it to do something like PayPal did. Come back. Maybe not come all the way back down to retest the ABCD, but maybe get us a retracement pattern. We are at target 2 off that ABCD, so this 40 level should stick, at least for now. I'm looking for the end of the reaction that started late October, mid-October. Folks, Tesla, prime candidate, still early, but Tesla's another one where there's been so much confusion. People say it's worthless, zero earnings, true earnings, their delivery of Tesla wait time just got cut down. Okay, so many things to consider, but just tell me about where the price action is. We have a bat pattern off the all-time high, massive correction, beautiful reaction with a bearish pattern, back down for the retest type 2, and guess what? The hop level was 177.54. The low was 177.12. And that is the beginning of something. Laser D, no Mendo. No, I was up in Trinity. And you know what that's about. It's really disappointing. Really disappointing. Anyway, if that's the case for the type 2, we've got to consider that this may be in a small reactive return phase for Tesla. Who knows what the longer term prospects are? I mean, there's some people calling for Tesla to go to 30 bucks. I say this reaction, successful hop test, confirmation. You could come back to that butterfly or target 1. If so, you're extremely early. And you could do something like Tesla did, or Taiwan Semi did. That was only a week ago. You were way down in the hole. Same with Micron, Applied Materials. Keep an eye on that one. There's a question. You want to learn how to plot harmonics and learn how to trade it, where you can start? Where can you start? Yeah. You start at the harmonictrader.com basic members page. Go there, become a free member, and get the trial really quick. Someone's asking. So critical that you know that, and go. Basic sign-up page is there, and then get with the basic members. And send your username, HPC, at sr-analyst.com. Take the trial now so you know what you're getting into and you know what we're talking about. That's important. And then sign up towards the end of the month if you're ready to join us for the seminar. The seminar on the 10th, December 10th, I think is going to not only be a great follow-up for new harmonic traders, we are going to look at step-by-step everything we've been talking about with crypto and the harmonic pattern framework. What did we get right? What did we miss? And what should we be looking out for next year? It's a tough time where the story looks like hell, but I've been there before where things look like they're going to hell, and that's the sign of, the blood in the streets, if you will. Tesla got a 4-hour bearish HSI. Let's see that, because it's still early. I'm not, I like where it is. Yeah, the bearish HSI, but again, nice shark pattern. You need one more bearish candle. Again, this is another way to look at it, with especially when your trend, you don't have any pattern there, but singularly, if we're looking for HSI, there's where it triggers one bearish candle, second bearish candle. All right, so unless you have a pattern with your HSI and you're just looking at HSI independently, wait for that second bearish candle, just like we had here. Like, there was a bullish signal with HSI, and the check back happens here, but it just flushes down. That's nasty. How do we avoid that? Well, wait for two candles that agree. So you got something like this big candle and a second candle. Looks like a tough place. Oh, I'm buying it too late. I missed the move. Well, what would you be thinking here? And that was 189 where that closed. And that's kind of a good marker for really assessing what the check back and the response will be. And then ride it till, well, we've now a counter one, but check back. And now I need a bearish close on a 4-hour candle before I would think anything is happening. This is because we have no pattern levels here. No pattern levels. But I'll look for the check back. I think the bigger patterns with Tesla say this is still in a sloppy, but all right, steady recovery reaction. That's it. Recovery reaction. Ride it till whatever the next HSI or next set of levels. But I think, you can get well above 200 from where you are now. Exactly where you are now. All right. Nifty, my friend. The Nifty. What is the Nifty? Nifty 50 of the Indian exchange. You got it. Let's get the right one. Nifty 50 there from our friends over there. Look, Indian exchange has been interesting because look at the series of bullish patterns all year. I do know that there's something on the Nifty. I think it's weekly or monthly. It's monthly. There's a really big pattern. Oh, it's an HSI situation with Nifty, that if you see Nifty break out, don't be surprised. You had those 3 patterns, but this is also where your HSI immediate reading there back, what was that? The check back was basically the beginning of the year, marked the initial pause. And then you come down and you form another HSI, where if you go from HSI to HSI and you got to just go with the candle, I'll say, all right, that's going to continue until we have another HSI bearish. And I'd look for that. Look, here's where HSI is. It's nowhere close to registering an overbought signal. So likelihood of that breaking out, yeah, I would say so. Careful on that, but not a bad place to be looking for that to break out. And if it does, again, you should see a week over week, month over month continuation. Keep an eye on. All right, looks like I'm back. Let's jump over to crypto really quick before I get out of here, because I'm starting to have connection issues. I don't know what's going on. Top 5 crypto. Top 5 crypto. Number 1. Ethereum. Is Ethereum going to give us the check back? Down, not only monthly check back, but really the daily with the Gartley. Hold on, let me get this together for everybody. We're looking for a check back at a 1085. of this Gartley. Ever since the big flush down, it's the XA level at 1225. That explains what's going on currently. But we want that retest. We want that confirmation. So until then, nada. I'm going to wait on that one. Damn it. Sorry. Number 2, Finance Coin. Look for things to happen in this. Finance Coin, there you go. Finance Coin sitting right there at an HSI level. Just this green arrow. That's all you have to know. That's the harmonic indicator limit. In that crazy flush up, there was an ABCD. There's a couple of things. I mean, just total manipulation is really what it is, because your main levels, your main resistance truly is 330 and 275, 280, trying to put in a floor. I've been saying, look at Binance Coin for leadership, if there is such a thing in this space anymore. If you're going to see real problems, Binance Coin under 260, rolls over under 275, that's where you get concerned. Until further notice, there's no reason I would see to get into this space at this point, unless you were going to trade it. And I've been saying that don't look for much more than reactions all over the board, no matter what. Still haven't had any material move in any crypto that would suggest any of them. I mean, any of them are doing any kind of major cycle turnaround, regardless of all the stories. Number 3, Bitcoin. Okay. We're just waiting for 11.8. And we've gone through a lot of the different scenarios, a lot of the different, possibilities for Bitcoin. And I'm just going to come back to the need to finish the cycle at a relative 886. And we really hit crypto hard yesterday, of why not only the structures, what's happened previously, but what kind of a drop that we need to see the end of this. Well, basically your 886 it's 10. I think a lot of people, just psychologically, those people that are waiting, that would want to buy, I think they're waiting for a 10K test. And you might get a reaction at 10K, 11K, but I wouldn't do anything unless we had confirmation down there for Bitcoin. And who knows how the rest of them shape up. Nothing has changed in terms of, no one's providing solutions to the nonsense that's happened in the last week. If anything, it seems like more people are getting pulled in, and potentially more vulnerabilities than initially thought. So you can look at it two ways. We can be super bearish, or we can look at it the other way of saying, there's going to be an opportunity here. We know the signs to look for, and we know the levels. When we get down, are we patient enough to wait for those levels? I am. Can I wait and see what happens at 11.8? Because I think what happens at under there, the 11.8, 11,000 level, is going to tell us a great deal of what's to come. Or if we get an even larger flush through there, we're looking for that capitulation phase here. And someone brought up a good comment yesterday of saying, well, did it begin with last week? Because we said the last 3 major pattern capitulation phases had about a 40% drop. That would be from 20K, would take you to about 12 in this little segment right there. And it could be. Look, still, only Tuesday for the week. Let's see where we get to by Thursday. But structurally nothing there with Bitcoin. Just keep an eye on that. Number 3, I still keeping this one in the list, is Doge. And still impressed, despite weekly bearish HSI. Here's the 4-hour chart that we brought up, that if you see this thing pop, don't be surprised. Maybe come up and do a 1. and then a back down for 2. At pretty much anything in crypto that I would look for, I would want to see this secondary retest. So that's a reaction phase, but again, another possible move that could shake people in, shake people out, and be like, all right, there's still hope here. Don't know. And then a couple of the random ones. Someone did bring up and mentioned Anchor. And because I had talked about Anchor needing the retest, long time here, daily, that we came all the way back down to the hop. This was from earlier in the summer. We had that move to target 1. We kept on saying, look for the retest down here. You had this other pattern, basically 2 and change, 213. Now here's another penny stock. It's just, this thing should be on a pink sheet somewhere. Okay, but if you were going to look for a crypto with a lot of patterns and a lot of levels that in a normal environment could stimulate some kind of reactive long, you're there with this. But if we go sideways, you hit the level 4 days ago, 5 days ago, right at 213. You're 2.13 cents. And you go sideways, no reaction here. All you need to do is go sideways for a couple more days and know that this thing will be yet another dud. Normally, we would see this thing already spring off the hop and give you some development. Nada. Not there yet. Not there. And then other stuff like our number 5, before I jump out of here, number 5 was Cosmos, actually. And still is Cosmos, because we've got some daily patterns there. The Cosmos is this check back. We were saying it's either 11 or 8. I think we pretty much agreed it was 8. Looking at, where is it? Top level at $8. Some back-to-back patterns here, but if you're not sure, let's say you open up the software and you don't know, just tell me what's the last HSI arrow you see on your chart. Maybe that's an easier way. For Cosmos, that's bearish HSI. Any bullish HSI down here? No, not yet. Are we oversold? Almost, but not yet. You're not there. Here's something, another one that I saw that really caught my eye that structurally could really be incredible if you didn't know the patterns. But here's Band Protocol. And Band did a crazy move a week ago with this deep crab. It was beautiful. Right up to type 1 reaction. Oh, get back here. And this is total crypto, typically crypto, 287. And it just ran into a wall. There's the reactions over, even though you didn't have any HSI. And I would still look for Band Protocol to come all the way back down. Give me an HSI signal in the low 1s. Until you can do that, nada. That's the one thing that I will really focus on with that the seminar presentation in December. The importance of respecting the type 2 return. The fact that it has to happen. It's really great to get into these early pattern formations and catch the strong reactive move and think, all right, I hit the home run. Only to have that hit your target level and then just dive like a duck as soon as it hits it. You have to be ready at this point here, okay, to pull the trigger and get out and be done with it. The other thing about that target 1 that is, we'll go through a lot of the examples that have blown through, is that when you hit the target, you typically blow through, close above it. That's not happening here, and that's not happening on a lot of these. So just line them up. Any crypto like anybody's recommending for you, it better be a secondary test. You better have confirmation. And this other nonsense, in my opinion, has to clear up. Let's look at those future Luna coins. Here's crypto.com. Okay, another one where what's that going to do? Go to 0? Is there anything here? Look at the alternate bat. Even off the little alternate bat, where apply the framework, it does make sense. Let's isolate crypto.com. It was an alternate bat. A lot of the patterns had sharks, they had small bat patterns, and they all did the reaction and ran right into target one and could not continue. Okay, violated the uptrend in just a nasty fashion and sailed right through. That's a completely broken market. Broken. And look at what happened with HSI. You didn't even get oversold with a 50% decline. It's telling you there's still more air that has to come out of the tire. Think of it like that. And then, until we register, that's critical. Have to register these oversold signals before I would even consider. Because what if it goes to the verge of bankruptcy? And we've seen this. Believe me, this is some of the thought going through my head is, what if these cryptos do a crash out and they look like they're going to go to zero, go bankrupt? Kind of reminds me of bank stocks in 2008, where the likes of Citicorp and Bank of America went to low single digits from 30 or 40 a share. What if these go to a penny? What if crypto.com goes to a penny and then somehow survives? That's kind of the crypto scenario where it might be worth it, but we're not there yet. And crypto.com was trading at $1 at its all-time high. It seems to me the environment's ripe for that kind of event to take shape. And then if crypto is going to survive, or it's just going to become another piece of software, it would be on a calamity like that. And we're not there yet. A lot of these S-coin, T-coins, what have you. I mean, crypto.com is one of the bigger ones, and there's a lot of T-coins, toilet coins that are, doing that, where why don't they go to a penny? There's nothing there to stop them to go to a penny or 10 cents. Here's Cardano. Talked about why it would be great for a 1618 decline to the low under 20 cents. We need an event. Think of it that way. We need some kind of major event. Even though this has been devastating, you need that final arrow. And FTX is probably close in terms of the macro story, but you need that final arrow, and you need across the board washout. Hit a lot of these all-time 886s. Get Bitcoin down there. Get Ethereum down there. Get these washouts. Get things like crypto.com and other ones to go to a few pennies. Here's another one a lot of people are talking about, XRP. Okay, I'll probably wrap up on this one. XRP, talk about a possible settlement. Look at that beautiful weekly pattern. And we've been talking for a long time, 37, 32, depending on really your time frame. I would say 32 is starting to hold. You have this small bat. Where's that? Look at that small bat on XRP. Back-to-back patterns, beautiful. And that big move up was 50. Yeah, that did a type 1 and perfect 1-2. XRP, especially for those outside the US, don't be surprised, go to 41 and then come back down again. Where 34, 32, or even 27 wouldn't be crazy to work this out. But I'm not there. I mean, there's a lot of people that are believers in crypto, that it's the future and all the narratives that were thrown out. Not until the patterns, the levels, go through the framework and exhibit the confirmation that we need. Otherwise, we're jumping the gun way too early. So everything is a reaction until we get that phenomenon to set up. And it'll repeat just like it did. Go back, and I'm going to wrap up. This is the last chart. Wrap it up with this. Okay. Everyone has gone back time and time with Bitcoin to cite its prior history, prior cycle, prior this, prior that. All right. I want to see, where is it? need the all-time chart. There you go. I'm really convinced that we're going to get a big pattern in Bitcoin at the 886. I traced it out yesterday. That is a lot like the bat and the other bat, and we'll have a third bat there. And then if you got real small, where was that little Gartley? There was a little Gartley here. Oh, here it is. Okay. Remove this. So in terms of the software, folks, until we get a pattern, I'm not going to warm up to crypto. I'm going to say this is, and stick with it. This is still your final capitulation phase. You do a 1618 down to the 118. Also, I want to wait for the software to paint me a big pattern like it did in 2020, 2018, and 2015. Remember this? I mean, amazing. That Gartley. Then the bat, then the bat. Why not again? Why not? So if you're in doubt, but you're still a full believer, want to get into crypto, I'm going to continue to pound in the concept of at what price? At what price is the right price for you to get into crypto? And even stuff, people on Twitter saying, oh, well, in a couple of years, Bitcoin's going to come back around and be 100,000. And anybody that says that, especially at this point, is just, loses all integrity with me. Because we need signals, we need measurements, we need a formation that can verify what the opportunity, where the best opportunity, the price for the opportunity really sits, and it's not there. And we fooled around all summer long. Is it going to get anything off of 20,000? We got nothing. And that should tell you enough. As we wrap up, S&P dropping down here. It looks like it was going to probably fill the gap. Only up 40 now. Nasdaq's only up 190. And Dow's up 65. So let's see how it shapes up. I think we're just still in a reactive phase, and we will until we register a couple of short-term HSIs for crypto. Just hold on. Hold on. We still have tax loss selling season coming up really soon. So there's a lot here, a lot more reasons that this continues. Not fun, but that's where we're at. We need signals. I only want to go off of signals going forward. The type 2s have to happen with confirmation on daily, weekly charts, or I'm not interested. It's tough. I know a lot of crypto people are here, and I want to give you kind of the hard, cold framework reality of what is truly going to define a cycle low, like we've seen those last 3 times. Let's get on it. Listen, come on back on Thursday. So Thursday, I want the first person that gets in. We're going to do a couple more V2s. I should have the V3s any day now, but for right now, I got 1 or 2 more volume 2s to give away. A lot of those books are going out now. Some of the V3s that people are owed, be patient with me because they're back ordered, but we haven't forgotten about you. And go to harmonictrader.com, go to the blog, people, and check out our Black Friday special. I'll release the details of the topics and the panel. I'm going to put together a couple people on a panel. That's December 10th. Everybody that purchases software or renews or subscribes, you guys can join us on that seminar Saturday. But come on back on Thursday. And, Dave is saying you got the Harmonics cheat sheet up on Discord. Awesome. There's I'll have to, let me bring that up on Thursday, Dave, but I appreciate that. I thought that was already posted. But in the Discord, there's a bunch of people in there posting ideas, charts, and a lot of people that can answer questions for you, especially if you're new. So go to the Discord and log in there. And there's all kinds of, a lot of information there. Links. And Dave, let me see if I can find the link for the cheat sheet. Where'd you put the cheat sheet? Why don't I email that to me, and I'll start with that on Thursday. But it's a whole how-to cheat sheet, really helpful, and you guys did a great job on that. So come on back on Thursday, folks. Again, hope everyone's having a great day. We'll catch you then. As always, go get them, and see you 12 noon Thursday. Remember, first person in to types V2 will win the book. Have a great one. See you then.